All right, guys, I've been looking forward to this interview because we recently announced a partnership between Louisiana Country Music and Explore Louisiana. And we believe it's going to create more opportunities for Louisiana country artists than ever before. Our guest tonight is someone who has worked hard and led the charge to grow tourism, promote Louisiana culture, and make sure the story of Louisiana is being told on the biggest stages. Under his leadership, the state has put a real focus on music tourism and on turning Louisiana music into an economic engine for towns and communities all across the state. Please help me welcome to the show, Louisiana Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Billy Nungesser. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yes,
great
sir.
to be with you.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Glad to be with you, my friend. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Well, we recently announced a partnership with Explore Louisiana and Louisiana Country Music, and we're truly excited about it. Before we get into that, I want to say thank you for all you've done for the state over the past, I guess, decade now as Lieutenant Governor. What I wanted to do, the first question is, a lot of people may not even understand how everything works. Can you briefly describe what you and your team do for the state?
Right. As Lieutenant Governor, I'm over the culture, recreation, and tourism, our state parks, our libraries, the museums, historical preservation, the Codafil immersion programs for the French heritage. And I recently got the legislature to recreate the Music Commission because I figured we need musicians and people in that industry to have a voice in how we promote and really get these artists known in every aspect, from the people that make the instruments to promoting them to making sure they get exposed to opportunities around the world.
Yes, sir. That's amazing. You've got an undeniable love and passion for our beautiful state. What is it about Louisiana that really wants to make you work as hard as you do to show the world what we have going on here?
Well, I grew up in a family business and started my own company. I built living quarters out of shipping containers for the oil industry. And my dad always told me, give 110% or get out. So I tell people, as long as I'm still love what I do and still healthy, I'm going to continue to do this. I love Louisiana, but more importantly, I love the people. As I travel the world, I ask tour operators and travelers, why do you send people to Louisiana? Well, you'll hear the music, the food, the culture, but every one of them has a story about the way we treat people. We treat strangers like family, and you leave here with a friend for life, and you just keep coming back for more. And so that makes me incredibly proud to be from Louisiana, to know people around the world think of our people as the friendliest people in the world.
Well, I see you doing your work, and I can't think of a better representative out there to represent our state than you. So we appreciate it. Yes, sir. You speaking of, you take great pride in showcasing Louisiana talent across the country with events like the Rose Bowl Parade, Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade, CMA Fest. You guys have done stuff, so many other events. How does combining our artists with those particular opportunities help tell the story of Louisiana and get people excited?
Well, the music and the culture is rooted deep in Louisiana. And there's no better way than to have these musicians and artists, when they speak, when they sing, it comes from the heart. And it makes you feel like a part of Louisiana. And so everywhere we go, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't sign the contract at Macy's or the Rose Parade if they didn't allow us to bring our own performers. So that was part of the deal going in. And wherever we go that we can bring a Louisiana talent, not only because it's good for us and gives people that warm and fuzzy feeling, but because of their love and passion, and they're such great ambassadors for Louisiana, it's great to have that tool in our toolbox.
Yes, sir. I know the artists appreciate it. Do you think that we're starting to see like real numbers as far as an interest in our state since you started kind of taking our show on the road?
Yeah, I kind of we do some grants to get people out there where maybe it's not worth your cost to go sing in St. Louis, but a little grant to help cover the expense, make whatever they're going to pay you worthwhile to get you known. And I know we were doing a little bit of that. And then coming out of COVID, we offered any fair and festival that used a Louisiana musician. Maybe if you added an extra band, we'd give you some extra money to help add another musician so we could get people back to work. But I really felt like to get to the nuts and bolts of what we need to do, we needed a commission made up of people in the industry. Because I believe the reason we've been successful in the tourism industry, I don't make any decisions. I give them my ideas. If they're no good, they tell me. And but the thing I enjoy most is taking the ideas of the people that have been doing a lot longer than me and making them happen. And the same thing with the music industry. We had our first music commission meeting, and the passion around that table blew me away. So I have no doubt, whatever direction they move in, whatever funding they need, we're going to support whatever that commission decides we're going to do. And we're gonna start the official Louisiana Hall of Fame. And I know there's been a private one done for a while. I think they've agreed to join with us, and we'll eventually have that Music Hall of Fame. Whether we got to do it in a room at the Jazz Museum or we talk to the museum they're building in Lafayette, but wherever we've got to do it to highlight so many musicians each year, have a gala to raise money. But there's many more things we got to do. We got to explore the tax credits for producing and recording here that we don't do a very good job of. But we got a lot of work to do, but we've got the right people around the table that I feel confident is going to really take us to the next level.
That's awesome to hear, man. Transitioning into our new partnership with Louisiana Country Music and Explore Louisiana, just a couple of fun facts for you. I don't know if you knew this. We found this out with our research. Louisiana country artists and writers have over 160 number one hits, over 30 billion streams, and over 35 million social media followers. So, and that's probably lowballing it. So what does that say about the talent that we have here in the state?
Well, I tell people everywhere I go in the world, I give a little talk about Louisiana, and I say we have more Grammy nominees per capita than any other state. It's something either in the soil or the crawfish juice that grows so much talent in Louisiana, from making the accordions to the washboard guy that makes it, to the musicians, to the writers, and everything in between. It's just an incredible mixture of talent that is homegrown.
Yes, sir. Here at Louisiana Country Music, we've created an online and a real life community for artists with Louisiana roots. We like to say we're connecting the Bayou to Broadway, and we're uniting artists, songwriters, venues, fans, and industry voices like never before. And from your perspective, why is a platform, why is something like what we're putting together valuable to the state? And what are you excited about our partnership moving forward?
Well, I think it's very important. And I know early on we tried to put something together to put everybody's tracks on a site where you could go and look at all of, and we really didn't keep that up early on and not having someone just designated for that. So I think what y'all are doing to bring exposure to those in the industry is going to be huge. It's going to be so important to getting their name, their talents out there. And we're looking forward to doing all we can to promote it and share it and make sure we're sharing it with the world, because we've got, like you said, we've got the talent, and we just gotta get it out there. You know, when they gave me 3 musicians the first year from Macy's, and I watched John Batista's Freedom video, it got me so excited. I'm like, that's the guy. And they're like, well, Billy, you know, Trombone Shorty's better known, and this guy. I said, yeah, but this guy excites the crowd. We got to give. He said, well, he's on the Tonight Show. He's not well known. Well, we picked him. We got him approved at Macy's. 6 months later, he's nominated for all these Grammys. And like, Billy, how'd you know that was going to Same thing with Lainey Wilson. When we picked her, it was before she got on Yellowstone, before she really took off. By the time she rode, she was a superstar. So, all of the people that we can highlight and give them that opportunity on a national, international stage, we want to do that. Wherever we go, we like to bring Louisiana artists and put them in front of that crowd because it helps sell Louisiana and it helps get them some great exposure.
Yes, sir. One of our goals is to elevate tourism, support local economies, and foster cultural pride all across the state. And many of these artists grew up in small, tight-knit communities. What does it mean to those communities whenever you're out traveling the state to see some of these artists go represent their towns on the biggest stages?
When I crossed the river here in Baton Rouge and went to the homecoming for John Foster, I got tears in my eyes 2 hours before he was there. As far as you could see, the crowd lined up down the highway 2 miles in that little old town. I think everybody in town and every town around was there. And the same thing when Lane Hardy won, just the support from the communities. And even for the local people that don't make it big, they turn out time and time again to support the local musicians. And that's just a local pride we have in the talent that we have here in Louisiana.
Yes, sir. Just a couple more for you before we get you out of here. I know you're a busy man. Just for those watching, this interview isn't live, but so as people are watching this we're going to air this on the night of Fat Tuesday. Louisiana Country Music, we will be in Nashville at the local with over 20 Louisiana songwriters at one event for our Nashville Mardi Gras takeover. So what would you like to say to the artists that we're with at the local and all the other ones that are in Louisiana and Nashville about what you guys are here for to help with?
Yeah, thank you for what you do. But, we invite everybody to Mardi Gras. Something I'm really proud of is we promote Mardi Gras all over Louisiana. Family, safe, friendly, affordable Mardi Gras in every small town. And we've seen a 30% increase in international visitors to small town Mardi Gras in Mamou and Lafayette. And every Mardi Gras is a little different. So, we invite people from all over to come celebrate Mardi Gras, the music, the fun, the culture. It's something like nowhere else in the world. And I can't tell you how many people come here for Mardi Gras, meet people. They invite them to their backyard for crawfish. They leave with a friend for life, and they just keep coming back for more.
Well, we're going to take it to Nashville, and they're excited. Monday night, we're doing something on Broadway called Whiskey Jam, which is a really big deal. All Louisiana artists. And then Tuesday night, we're doing a songwriter show at the local, which is a really big deal. All Louisiana artists. So we're bringing 2 nights of Mardi Gras to Nashville. It's going to be a great time.
Well, we need to make sure we give you a case of Louisiana beads and some stuff to take out there, or we'll ship it out there for you. So make sure I'll get my office to get in touch with you. Make sure you get you some nice giveaways to give those people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, before we get out of here, I just want you to know I did a little Google research, and I found some pictures of you with John Foster and Laney and some others. And I noticed they were all wearing cowboy hats, but I couldn't find one with you wearing a cowboy hat. So we're gonna have to fix this.
You know what? I got my cowboy hat at home, and whenever I was traveling to go to those things, I didn't want to mess it up. Because when you get on the plane and you got to put it overhead, or if you sit down with it, it's blocking the person behind you. So I didn't travel with it. But look, before I was in politics, I raised 400 head of cattle. I had 200 head of elk, and I had a riding center for special needs children. I had 26 horses. I took kids out of wheelchair at no cost to them and their family, put them on horseback every day, and I watched miracles happen on the back of that horse. So I'm what you call a wannabe cowboy. But Commissioner Mike Strange's daddy and uncle taught me the cattle business, and they actually lived with me for 9 months after Katrina rescuing animals. And that's how I got in politics. I never saw a politician, and so I got angry and ran for parish president. And then after the oil spill, I got mad and ran for lieutenant governor. So don't get mad and run for office.
Well, I'm glad to hear the story about the hat, because when we do some Louisiana shows, you could come out with your hat on.
I'll bring the hat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, we appreciate it. Is there anything else that you want to add before we get you out of here?
No, listen, just thank you. I look forward to doing more with you. And please call on me anytime. You're doing great work, and this is a great thing for Louisiana. And I appreciate what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you to you and your team. You've got an amazing team there that we met with a few times. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for your leadership and your passion for our great state. And we'll see you soon.
Happy Mardi Gras.
All right, guys, big thank you to Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser for joining us, spending a little time with us. Thank you so much for that. We hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. If so, make sure to tune in every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And again, make sure to like, share, follow, comment, do all the things to help us show the world what Louisiana country music is all about. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless all the Louisiana folks out there. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy Mardi Gras. We'll see you next Tuesday night right here on Louisiana Country Music Live.